Okay. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's webinar. Good evening. I want to be sure you can hear me. If you are here now, I enjoying you to please share this link, share the live link with your friends so that they can come join us. My name is Chiamaka Ujoku, and I'm moderator for tonight's webinar. I'm so glad to be here, and I hope you are too. Happy weekend to you all. Happy weekend. Happy weekend. Can you hear me? Happy weekend to you. Okay. Viva said she can hear me. Thank you very much. Please use these few seconds we have to share the link with those who you think will love to attend this webinar. Thank you. Okay, so what are your expectations for tonight's webinar? When you heard cybersecurity, I want to know what came into your mind. What was your first thought? What was your first thought? Were you excited because you saw the bio of our speaker, or did it relate with something that you had in mind before this time? Or do you want to take a course in cybersecurity? Please let us know. Let us know why this webinar is something you have longed for and looked forward to. What exactly about this webinar excited you at first glance? Why are you here? Please let me know in the comment section. Why are you here? And what are you expecting? Yeah, I want to hear from you. Why are you here? And um what excited you on seeing the title of the webinar, the speaker and everything? Why are you here? What are you expecting? I'm so sorry for that intermission. Okay. All right. So, welcome once again to tonight's webinar. My name is Chiamaka Njoku, and I'm the Vice President of Litspiration. But tonight, I'm the moderator, and I'm excited to bring up our speaker for tonight. Litspiration is an exciting community because we learn a lot here. We we grow together. I joined in 2021, and it has been a whole ride. I joined as an undergraduate. Now I'm a graduate and I'm still here, growing and moving upward and just going and, learning in this exciting journey. So we've touched a lot of topics in different areas: leadership, money, relationships, a lot, a lot. And here we are talking about cybersecurity this night. Now tell me why you want love inspiration. Tell me why you won't like to volunteer or stay in this kind of organization. As for me, I am super, super excited to be in Inspiration. And this night, I'm going to be bringing up someone who excites me in no small way. His name is Stephen Osonuga. I don't know what is your first name. Is it Osonuga or Stephen? Osonuga Stephen is our speaker for tonight. And he is a dynamic cybersecurity specialist with over 4 years of hands on experience, bridging the gap between offensive security and robust defensive architecture. He has a technical background that spans fintech, startups, and critical infrastructure. He has a proven track record of identifying and remediating high impact vulnerabilities while simulating advanced threats to validate security postures using the MITRE ATT&CK framework. He leads penetration testing on blockchain technologies, architecting digital forensic and incident response engagements. Stephen combines technical rigor with a clear, actionable approach to stakeholder communication. Beyond his offensive capabilities, Stephen brings deep expertise in defensive operations and cloud security. As a former lead cybersecurity Blue Team member, he has successfully managed SIAM integration, threat intelligence analysis, and large scale system hardening. These are even clapping. Are you, are you not clapping? Like, please drop your fire emojis, drop your clap emojis. I'm not done, by the way. His cloud proficiency is underscored by 7 Azure certifications and a comprehensive approach to managing Microsoft Defender environments, Entra ID, and Sentinel. He is also an advocate for the growth of the African tech ecosystem. Stephen is dedicated, he's a mentor, and he is a community leader. Through his role as an organizer for the Microsoft Niger Security User Group and his initiative, Africa Hacker Story, he actively shapes the next generation of security professionals through boot camps and knowledge sharing. He's currently, in fact, this particular one, please, if you, I don't know, I want to see like somebody that would drop like 25 clap emojis, because this is exciting that he's not just a one-time, one-off before this, that. He is currently pursuing his Master of Technology in Information Technology at Miva Open University, following his BSc in cybersecurity from First Technical University. And Stephen has continued to blend academic excellence with industry leading practices to solve the most pressing challenges in cybersecurity today. I want us with a rousing applause to welcome Stephen Osonuga, CISSP CEH, to take us on managing data privacy risk in the digital economy. You're very welcome.
Let me. So can you see me?
Yes, very well. I see you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much for that long introduction. I
You're
really
welcome.
appreciate it. All
You're
right.
welcome.
Can you quickly help me to pull up the slide so I can take it up from there?
Uh, okay.
Uh, all right. Good evening, everyone. So my name is Steven, just like Chamaka has introduced. And so today we'll be looking at managing data privacy in a digital economy, right? So this is a very important topic for everybody, which I believe so because right now we are in the technology era, and a lot seem to run on data, and but some of us might not know what actually runs on data, but and some of us might know that maybe some of our data that we use every day, they are probably sold out for business purposes, or some are actually used for commercial purpose. But yeah, so this particular webinar is going to show us how to manage our data privacy in the digital economy. Right. So before we look at what a data is, or how to protect our data, first I want us to understand that right now we have two identities, whether I like it or not. I mean, before the era of technology, we have just our physical identity. But as technology began to come over time, we begin to have two type of identity, which is the online identity, and then we have the offline identity. So, just to explain a bit, the our online identities are online persona, our online activity per se that people get to see, right? And this covers several fields like our phone number, our email address, our username, anything that can be traced back to you from the internet. It basically is like that is an online identity, while the offline identity is our personal, what we are and all that. Now this why I'm bringing this is because um our data, or our personal data runs on our online activity, because there are a lot of things that the internet requires. Let's say, for example, when you go to a website, you are asked to create an account. So, in the process of creating an account, you create an identity, you create a username, you put in your email, you create a password. So, in that process, the website is gathering data about you just to assign you an identity. Same thing goes to social media: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. When you want to access the platform, it is mandatory that you get to create an account. And even some platform now offers the service of you using maybe one Google account to create multiple accounts. So I think they call that technology single sign-on. But then what I'm trying to say is that now data runs on our identity. So now the next question that should now come to our mind is, what exactly is data? What exactly is data? I mean, for me personally, I like to say everything that we do is a data. Both the non-activity and the activity that we're doing, they are all data. Now, so there is a certain knowledge that is quite popular, which is that your phone, whether I like it or not, is spying on you. And people might not seem to believe that this is a true conception. The Android phone that you are using, this is gathering more data than you can imagine, than um, you know than. And then also the activity that the phone does is it is gathering a lot of data about you. Now let me explain. Now, when I do tell people that your phone listens to your every conversation that you make, just hold your phone and maybe have a conversation or say something, your phone listens to you actively. But people will argue that how is the phone listening when the microphone is off? But is the microphone really off? Because whenever you decide to say hey Google or hey Siri, does the phone not answer you at that point of you saying hey Google? So that means that the phone has always been listening. It just does not respond until you say a certain keywords. So the phone that you use probably gathers more data about you than you can ever know. Right? And those might actually be like passive data because there are also ways that we give out our data, which I'm coming there. So what is the data? It spans across almost anything that you can think of, which is every click, steps, and purchase powers the modern digital economy. So data is the new electricity, but it leaves a massive permanent digital footprint. Every data is assigned to an individual. In fact, every phone or every device is unique, which means that when a device is gathering data about you, it knows that it is for you. So every data, every device, it is attached to a particular individual. Now, let's take our social media for example. A lot of us use Instagram. Yeah, a lot of us use Instagram, right? Now, sometimes you get to wonder why you're scrolling and it just feels like Instagram knows your preference. And I mean, I think we call that what is the name? We call it algorithm. So we just say, oh, the algorithm knows. But what exactly is the algorithm running on? The algorithm is actually picking data from your phone, from your accounts, and then streamlining everything to suit you. Which is why, let's say, whenever you interact, you know, with your Instagram, it gets to give you something that you like more often. But we're getting there. So basically, data is everything that you do, and in fact, some people don't know that whenever you make use of Google products, maybe the Google Maps, or let's say, okay, just say any Google product, they are storing data about you. There was a particular time that I was using my phone, and so whenever I, let's say, travel to another state and then travel back, no post at all, not nothing. But then I will notice that my Google Map is recording my movement history. And Google Map will tell me that, oh, I've been in this certain location. You might know these people. And it begins to bring up familiar faces that I've seen before. And it would shock me that how did they know that I've seen this person? I mean, especially when I went to camp, NYC camp, and I met few people. I did not use anything Google during that period, so just my phone and just trying to call normal call. But then after camp, I noticed that Facebook advertisement, Facebook page is bringing suggested friends and shows me the people that I met in camp. And it is surprising how, I mean, yeah, the activity, the location activity is gathered, and they are able to know, okay, these particular people as well also were in that location, and then they run everything up and then show you or streamline things that belongs to you. So it might look like convenience at first, but at the same time, is it really convenience or is it just data exposure a lot of times? Now, I just finished talking about some passive ways our phones and our device, collect data from us. But then there's still the human part where we overshare data. Every Instagram reel that we post, every Facebook post that we make, every TikTok post that we make, every single thing is building an online persona. You know, there are some people that can, from their head, read an autobiography of their celebrities more than they can do for their friends. Like they know their celebrities back to back than they even know their friends. And why is that? Because their celebrities' data, life story have been shared to the internet, and they've gone to do their research, and by piecing informations together, they're able to know the full story of how this person has lived his life. I mean, let me give you a scenario. There's a particular time I used to post, my cyber content, and sometimes I may use different, places, right? And so I noticed that whenever I post, or whenever I create post from a different place, someone can just quickly slide into my DM and ask, "Oh, have you changed a location, or like have you gotten a new apartment?" What they don't know is that they are trying to collect data from me, right? So even if I've moved or not, as long as I keep on pushing things out there, they get to know more about me than I know about them. Now, what I'm trying to say, the whatever thing that you push out is either going to be used for you or against you. Because now we're in the era of AI. Anyone can just take your picture and then use AI to generate a video of you and then use it to scam somebody or do anything. So what I'm trying to say is your data that you push online, intentionally or unintentionally, they are there for, either good purposes or evil intention. Or people can just keep on stalking, tracking you, monitoring your movement. So, but in that sense, you can limit that, right? But it's also a thing that we should have that in our subconscious, that even without our devices doing all this, we also have our own role to play in controlling the narratives of what people know about us or what people think about us. Now, there's also the part of the algorithm that is always giving you feed. Now, imagine you open your Instagram or your Facebook or your social media, and then it is showing you a lot of things about tech, and you are not really interested into tech. Like Instagram is going to get boring. It's going to get boring so fast. But the algorithm has gathered data based on the videos that you like, because the more you click on the more you keep on liking a video, the more it keeps on bringing posts that relates to that video, and it keeps on bringing relatable content. It can be about football. So if you're a football fan and you're always liking football posts, it keeps on bringing football posts for you. If it's a relationship, it brings it up for you, and it keeps you glued to the application, and in turn turns you into a business for them. So the more you keep on interacting, the more data they collect and all that. So because I remember the first time I installed Twitter, I think that was last year, like, and I just followed a football account. I noticed that the Twitter page was bringing a lot about football and not what I actually do, because I don't really interact much on Twitter. But then, yeah, so that is a way to control your data, but we're still getting to the interesting part. So I just had to quickly prompt AI, because apparently right now we have AI that can help us to draw a diagram, and makes things easier for us, right? So but still, it would also be funny how even your personal AI knows more about you than you do. Like, sometimes we can just like be feeling something, and then we'll just open our AI and say, AI, this thing happened, or what do you think about this? And the more we keep on feeding our personal life, the more we keep on training the AI for this our world, like for this Africa. So depending on the the location of the customer, the more you use the AI, the the more you train it. I think there's a particular statistic that I saw that the largest amount of people that uses AI are from Africa. And I think probably the top three are from Nigeria, which spans over millions of people that are using AI. And what we don't know is that we are in the AI itself is not perfect, but the more we upload our pictures to AI, that okay, AI, make this picture finer, the more we keep on feeding AI with our data to use to train the engine. And you just don't know until you ask your AI that tell me everything that you know about myself, and then to feed you with everything that you've shared with it for like the past 2 years, and you'll be surprised how much your AI knows about you. But what are the use? How is our data used? This is what I want us to know. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are good use for how business or application make use of our data, and but there's also a secondary use. Primarily, every interaction that we do is linked to, like I said, every device is unique. So everything that you are doing on a particular device is linked back to you. And some of the primary use cases for for data being collected is first to improve services, because let's say the more you like a particular product, the more the page is going to bring that to you, and so it just improves user experience. It also helps for personalized recommendation, and also helps for security checks. So all these things work for enhanced user experience at the end of the day. But then there is a backup usage for your data, which could be targeted advertisement. There's a particular time that I was going through Jumia. I think I wanted to purchase a washing machine then, but I was just trying to see my options, and then I closed Jumia, and I think I opened Facebook like some hours time after, and then scrolling down, I noticed Facebook was suggesting different type of washing machine in the advertisement. I was seeing ads based on washing machine, and I was surprised that how does Facebook know that I am looking for washing machine? Like I was using Jumia like not quite long, right? So, but yeah, that is it. Jumia collect data about you, and then sells or share these cookies or data to third party that might use it for targeted advertisement. And this your little data circles round. In fact, there are some applications that they were built to steal data from you and sell for money. For example, there are a lot of VPNs that we use. I mean, let's say in the VPN market, out of 100% of VPNs application, the legit ones are, I think, around 1% or 2%. The remaining 90% is VPN, or they are VPN built to collect data from you and sell it. But we need the service, so we're going to install it, and then we'll see a lot of free VPNs and all that, and connecting to it, it's just us consenting that we agree they can use our data for how they feel they want to use it. So the use can be targeted advertisement, data monetization, and also third-party sharing, which I just explained. So different apps, for example, Google has their own ecosystem. If one particular application is collecting data about you, it is flowing across the ecosystem. So they are bringing you a lot of personalized recommendation. I mean, to me, that is scary because now Google knows me in and out. Who knows? God forbid they should take my phone and they should just check my Google history, and Google just lay it out for them about myself. So all these things are, quite, they need to be maintained. All right. So the secondary use, the end goal could be for profiling and advertisement, where you get some targeted advertisements and then pop up, right? But still, there's the business side of it where you are giving them leverage to sell your data out. So this is how data are used. But then, so over the years, there have been some shifts, which I want everyone to know. I mean, this should be a general or public knowledge. It should not just be for us that are in the cybersecurity sector. I feel if you know it, you would have more control about how to protect your data. So the era of collect everything, hide the detail is over, where company just, as long as you sign up to their website, they are approved to collect everything that they want. That era is gone. If any company wants to collect any data about you, they need to get your consent first before they can do anything. Now there are landmark regulations like GDPR, which covers data protection in the Europe sector. There is the CCPA, which covers data protection in California, and then there is NDPA, Nigerian Data Protection Act, which covers our data protection and our rights to protect our data in the Nigerian economy. And these are shifting the balance of power back to the citizen. And over 170 countries have enacted modern data privacy law. Now, basically, these laws that were developed basically guides like consumers and customers that for every data that a company, okay, that a company wants to use, they must consent to every single thing. So it's no longer as long as you're using our service, we are permitted to use everything. I think Facebook like was like that. As long as you sign up, they were permitted to use your data for anything. And then over time, they had to adjust to these changes of the regulations that came up into the global sector. So if Facebook is targeting, if they are providing services for people in Nigeria, they have to follow the NDPA regulation or protection just to protect their consumer. If they are um, if they are if they are providing services for people in Canada or sorry California, that follow the CCPA Act, and that is what made things interesting. So now for the NDPA or for most of the General Protection Act, these are some things that you need to know. What are your rights? You have your rights to know. Every organization must be transparent about what they collect and why. Although they can hide it in one long, paragraph that, oh, this is why we're using your data and all that. But you have your rights to know. Second is your right to access. You can request a copy of the specific data a company owes on you. You have the right to rectify. You can force companies to correct inaccurate or outdated information. We have the right to erasure, the right to be forgotten. You can demand that your data be deleted. If you want to leave a particular platform and you feel that you have no need and they should not ever use your data, you have the right to request for them to delete your data, and they have to delete it. If they don't comply to it, you can sue them, the certain company, and they can be fined for that because that falls under the Data Protection Act. Then you also have the right to opt out. You can refuse the sale of your data or automated profiling. That means that there's always this email subscribe, like email list newsletter. You have the right to opt out. If a company does not give you the right to opt out of you removing your email from their list, that's also a data breach of privacy breach. And these are things that you need to know. So you have the right to access, right to rectify, right to know, right to erasure. Especially even if you can't take everything, just take this rights to erasure. You have the right to demand a company to remove your data from their system. Then you have the right to opt out. Now, I'm sure a lot of us would have seen something like this consent. Like, I'm trying to explain what your right looks like. When you go to a website and then you are presented with these two options, with the website uses cookies to ensure that you get the best experience on our website. Do you want to accept or decline cookie? Now, I'm just going to break this down. What this cookie means is that they want to collect data from your browser, from your activity on the website, everything that you are doing. So once you accept it, you are giving them the right to collect your data and to process it for whatever and share it for whatever thing that they feel is best, right? But here's the good part: you can always decline, and once you decline the consent, it it stops them from collecting data about you, and that just limits how much the companies or website or Facebook or social media, how much they can collect from you, right? And so to ensure protection of your data, the reality is that the burden of protection should not fall on the user, right? You should not have to navigate a maze of hidden menus just to opt out of data harvesting. I mean, there's a particular time I genuinely wanted to leave or to opt out of a particular application, and I was checking settings all over, and there was no place to delete accounts, and it was bothering because that means that I have to email their customer support or something. So, which I sent an email that I am no longer interested in their application, their service looks poor and all that. And I told them, please can you kindly delete my account from your service, from your system, you know. So they told me that this if the account get deleted, I can't use the same number to register again. And I'm like, yeah, like I really don't want to use the service anymore, just delete my account. And I think after like 24 hours they sent me email that my account has been deleted and all that. And I also confirmed that my account was no longer accessible. So, and they told me that, okay, based on the NDPA guideline, my data might be stored for the next 5 years just for regulation or anything that has to do with the law, that concerns the law, but they are not actively using it, but just like stored. So, but yeah, so that's how your protection can be. So when you open a new app or services, try to ensure the strictest privacy settings. And so one thing that I like about Apple is that over time they've gotten to update their privacy policy, which means that for every app that you install on your phone, the app has to explicitly ask you if you are okay with the app tracking you. And for me, every time I see that option, my answer is always do not track me, do not track me, do not track my data or anything. So if you check my privacy settings, everything is turned off because the more apps collect data about you, funny enough, it drains your battery, and two, it also um bring room for targeted advertisements and a lot of noise for you. So we want to ensure that everything is on point. So ensure that on every app or service that you install, ensure that you do not grant too much access, especially if a calculator is asking you, if you are using a calculator and then you are being asked that the calculator shows a pop-up, kindly allow calculator to access camera. That's a big red flag. What is calculator doing with a camera settings? So ensure that a lot of all the settings are minimized as you use an application. I mean, it's not so hard. Just open settings and or just ask ChatGPT. They will show you, or it will show you. So the the baseline for protecting your data still falls back to you as the user, right? And so beyond the whole application data collection, one thing that is quite a challenge in our generation is that we are always quick to share a lot of things in this generation because we want to quote unquote make money, and we share our house address, our house location, our school, everything. And funny enough, you won't just know the day when somebody will just appear in front of you and say, "Oh, I've been following you online, and so I'm here." And it now looks like they are threatening your privacy, because now they know exactly where you are, and you no longer feel safe wherever you are. So the part of oversharing cannot be overemphasized because, again, you can limit what people know about you by how much you post. You can only post what you want people to know. If I want to post content about cybersecurity alone, you will not see me post some sort of lifestyle content because The more you post, it just creates ideas in people where and people begin to map that they begin to map wherever you are. And I mean, whatever you put online, best believe that is now public knowledge. Whatever you put online is now public knowledge, and what you cannot control what people will do with the data that you put online. If you put it online that you are in California today and someone come and meet you there in California, it is your fault for putting it there in the first place. Right? So it is now public knowledge, and nobody will be held accountable except from you for putting that data online. Except if somebody, you have your rights. Nobody can just come and snap you or video you without your consent and post it online. You can sue the person. Well, as long as you share this thing with your own consent, it's now public information. So, some tips to protecting your data or to retaining your privacy is: number one, don't overshare. Limit how much you post. Number two, make use of password manager. I'm sure you might be wondering why password manager. So a lot of time, I know you, yes, you that you are watching this video, on several of your accounts, you have the same password. You're using the same password for several social media or several account that you're using. Now, why this is dangerous is that if one company out of, let's say, 10 gets breached and your password is leaked in that particular breach, the person that attacked the company can take your username and password and try it on other platform, and they can get access to whatever platform that you already own. And why is that? Because you're using the same password over and over and over again. And it's very dangerous because now using one password just opens you out to, if one of these companies gets breached and your password is extracted and your username, every other application that uses the same password can be attacked. And that is a red flag. It's a huge red flag. So use password manager. If you're asking which one can you recommend? All right. So there is Dashlane password manager. There is a mobile phone. There is a system application as well, or website. You can if you're using a new password, you can also open it and then store your password there. And so that whenever you want to check for your password, it won't stress you. I mean, even though it might go against convenience, but on the long run, it protects you on the long run. Number three is to keep your device secure and updated. Right. So one way that we can get breached easily is when we're using outdated software version, because there are times that in the cybersecurity space, let's say a particular maybe Android 10 or Android 11 is vulnerable to remote control, where somebody can just remotely control your device without you clicking on any link. Right, so that is very dangerous. So you always need to, well, not always, but at certain periods, you need to check if there is newer updates to your phone, and then try to update it and secure it with necessary passwords and credentials that is important for you. So you don't fall victim. I think there's a particular time that iPhone, I think iOS 15 or iOS 14. I mean, that is very, very old. But there was this particular iOS version that was vulnerable, that these attackers or this hackers group, they can access anybody's phone in the world as long as they are running on that particular iOS version. And they can access your photos, your iCloud storage, your email. It's as dangerous as that. And as long as you are running on that particular version, you are vulnerable, like hands down. So these are things that threatens your data or your privacy, because if the phone that you're using is not secure, then why am I using that phone in the first place? So keep your device secure and updated. Then lastly, say no to tracking. If any application comes and tell you would like to track you, just shake your head. No. If you say, oh, it is for user experience, bam, say no to a lot of tracking, and this is going to save you a lot of data. I mean, yeah, it's also limits the power that this application have over you. Because now, if I should open Instagram or Facebook, the feed that comes to me is not something that I would love to see. So it's just like I am not obliged to stay on the application for a long time because I've already stopped a lot of tracking, and I limit how much I like a video so that it does not keep on showing me what I would love to see, and then I'll be stuck on it for like hours and hours and hours. So it's just like so when I scroll one and two and I see that I'm not enjoying this content, I just close the application and go back to what I'm doing. So yeah, say no to tracking, say no a lot. If you open a website, do not try to read the privacy policy. Sometimes maybe they can tell you that we want to sell your data for so company, right? So but then just keep this thought at the back of your mind, and most of your issue will be solved, especially the oversharing part. Don't overshare what you don't want people to use against you. So yeah, I think that is just about it for managing data privacy risk in a digital economy. Right. So at this point, I'm open to questions. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them.
All right. Thank you very, very much, Stephen
Thank you.
Osonuga. Thank you. Your class was more like, did I just hear someone clapping?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Your class, I must really commend your style of teaching. It's
Thank you.
straight to the point. It's not too complex. Your bio was complex, but your teaching is relatable. Thank you so much.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you so much. So over to you, dear listeners. Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions? Please, you were already asked to drop them in the comments, but I've not yet seen anyone. I'm yet to see anyone. So, do you have any questions? Please, if you do, kindly type in the comment section. We have about 10 minutes to attend to questions. Okay. Let me ask, please. You said that we should not accept cookies,
Yeah.
but I think I've encountered one or two scenarios where if you don't accept cookies, you won't be able to view the page, something like that. So, what do we do in that situation?
Okay. Actually, that is a very valid question. There's some website that if you do not accept cookie, they will bounce you out back to where you're coming from. All right. But then they can't just force you to accept every cookie. They should always I'm sure they will always have an option that they can tell you, okay, pick from this list, and but there are some ones that are mandatory, and then the rest you can disable them. So in that particular scenario, just click on other options or privacy, something like options, and then it will bring you the list of cookies that it requires. So disable everything that can be disabled, like every single thing that can be disabled, disable them, and the ones that cannot, that is stick to enable, you can then accept that particular risk. I mean, if you need the contents or the resource that the website is offering, I mean, I guess that might just be the kind of sacrifice you have to pay. But most of the time, most websites will not force you to accept cookie. You have your rights to decline it. But some can tell you to accept necessary cookies alone. So if you have that option, please go for it any day, anytime.
Okay, thank you very, very much. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. I think that it has made me more selective now because if I search for something and the web page is saying I must accept cookies, maybe I'll check for another page that won't ask me for that first, rather
Mm.
than just going ahead to accept. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Um, Please, who has a question? If you don't have questions, I'll fire my own questions. So I'll use my host opportunity to ask questions. But we have 9 minutes to attend to questions, and after these 9 minutes, you don't know if Mr. Steven will say, "Pay for my session." You don't know if he will say, "10 minutes with me is 10 million naira." Please ask your questions now that you have the opportunity to. Anugre said, "Whatever thing you push out can be used for you or against you." I agree with
Exactly.
that. I really agree with that. So that means whatever I'm pushing out, comments, likes, replies, whatever
I mean,
it is, posts, stories.
there's also like a general knowledge that I feel everyone should know. So there's something called cyberbullying, which means that whatever thing that, let's say on Twitter, people banter people a lot. So if you don't know who you can banter, and then you just go and, let's say, call somebody on Twitter a pedophile or something, the person has the
Hmm.
right to screenshot that comment that you make. Even if your intention is pure or not, he has the right to screenshot it and then sue you to court. So in NDPA, there are, sorry, is it NDPA? No, it is in the Computer Rights Act. There are things like cyberbullying that protect us or users from stalking or from people harassing us online, right? So, or even comments that you make, you need to be careful, because if you come to my comment section and then call me names that can trigger emotional damage, I have the right to screenshot it, call my lawyer, and then send you a letter that, this matter is going to court, and I'll win, because you came to my page and you are putting something that, or you're trying to paint a scenario that I am not, and this can lead to a lot of legal costs and, defraud. No, I won't call it defraud, but it can take you to where you don't want to go to. Right. So I just had to add that.
Thank you so much. So, Mercy, Mercy is asking, "Sir, how do I balance oversharing and being present specifically as a lifestyle influencer?"
Okay, that's a good question. Um, when you're a lifestyle influencer, and at that point, is the your lifestyle is your content at that point. So, I think one of the way to balance it is, as like creating lifestyle content. There are some things that you should limit. For example, let's say some places. Okay, yeah. I, I think this one is the general knowledge. So you, let's say if you are creating content for some particular places that you are going to, maybe not at the moment, you might not post it, but then you can wait or give some days gap, right? And then post it. So it's just like you're no longer there, but you were there before. So there are some times that you might want to leave room for gap, so that you don't just post things now, and, like, for example, you're in a particular place, or you're in a zoo, and you just upload it immediately. Someone can easily just see you there and then, try to come and see that. But if you give some gap, right, and you give like maybe 1 or 2 days gap, and you are sharing this content, this can shield you to a level or to an extent. But then, most of the lifestyle content, or that we do, is people are interested in our personal lives, and this is what we do on a day-to-day that gives the content meaning. So, I mean, at that point, there's little to how much you can protect, but there's also a lot that you can protect, because you don't just get to post your every activity. You're trying, let's say if you go from house to school, or school to work, you can't just post your every rotation. You can stick to creating content in the house, or let's say exploring or exploring content. But if you are posting your every activity around the clock or at certain time, or still your every activity, it just gives room that I can be able to know where you will be at this particular moment. On Sunday, you'll be in this social church or in this particular place. So, it's just something that you need to know how to guide well or guide properly.
Okay. Please can you let us know if your question has been answered? Although for me, I think that he was spot on. Did his answer resonate with you, Mercy? Please let us know. You can type a yes or we just have few minutes before we end this live stream. So, from what you explained, as we have cyber security, we should also have physical security.
Exactly.
Imagine you want to, let's say it's my wedding day and I want to tell the world I'm wedding and all that. So I should be careful, right?
Hmm. Yeah,
I,
yeah.
okay,
You
I
should be
think I
careful.
see people do these things that they don't share the venue. Like you just know that okay, this event held here, and
Exactly.
yeah, you don't know the exact venue. Okay, okay. She said, "Thank you, Mr. Steven."
Yeah, you're
Okay,
welcome.
okay, okay. Please, is there any? In fact, is there any question at this point? I don't think we can take another question because this is just 2 minutes to end this live stream. Please, can you give us your final word? What's the final word? Do you want us to follow you on LinkedIn? You want us to connect with
Okay.
you?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to connect with everyone, and I think so. My LinkedIn is on the inspiration group. So if I've not joined the group where this monthly series goes on, you can just find me on LinkedIn. Still, my full name. You can also look up my full name on LinkedIn. But then I would say I would really recommend you join the inspiration group as they give out a lot of content like this.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Please, if you've not joined Inspire Nation and you're on this live stream, please, when you end this live stream, please head over to either our Facebook page or Instagram handle, and you see the link. But if you're on Facebook, it will be easier because you just go to the comments and then get it. But even if you haven't gotten on any of those platforms, just know that you will get it. Ask the person that referred you to this live stream, and we're going to share the link again on the Inspire Nation group so that they can share it with you. For now, we want to say bye. I feel like this webinar should have been longer. That's why we should be at Lead Conference, guys. Please sign up for Lead Conference because we're going to be sitting down for hours and gaining relevance. All right. Thank you so much, Steven. Thank you so much, everyone that joined. Thank you, Bamidele Priscilla. Thank you, Anu Grace. Thank you, Optimo. Thank you, Devidara. Thank you, Faith Uba. Thank you, Ejo. Thank you, Ajayi Marvelous. Favor Abada. Thank you to Ogunu Bita. I hope I pronounced it well. Thank you to everyone. Thank you, Mercy. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you all. Sporty's Gold, thank you. Francis, Alex, thank you for joining the live stream tonight. Still have a wonderful night. Good night.